Hello everyone, welcome to Pratham Test Prep YouTube channel. I'm Ashish Bhargav. I hope you guys are doing well. So welcome to another episode of Daily News Analysis, which we do from Monday to Friday at sharp 11:30 a.m. Now, as we know, current affairs is a very important part for any students who are preparing for the exam, and as well as in this session that we cover from the news that is taken from the economy section, also international news, also sports news, also national news, also miscellaneous summits, conference, personal news, science and tech, and apart from that we cover is also from the Supreme Court verdict, which is important for especially for the students who are preparing for the law entrance exam like CLAT and AILET. Now moving further, so the quote of the day is, to inculcate this thought process you have to be read the newspaper, because most of the current affairs questions are directly taken from there. And at the end of the YouTube session that we will discuss about questions of the day. Now here's the very first news. Mauna Loa, world largest active volcano, is rumbling and could it erupt. So largest active volcano. So Mauna Loa is one of the 5 volcanoes that together make up the big island of Hawaii and southernmost island of Hawaii, and it sits immediately north of the CUET volcano, which is currently erupting from its summit crater. So we have to think about in a current affairs question like what is the largest active volcano is. The name would be Mauna Loa. So as we know, scientists won't know until the eruptions begins. Each eruption since 1843 started at the summits. Half the time the volcano later also began erupting from vents at lower elevations, and over half of the time it only erupted in the summit caldera vents. So what exactly this is? So if you know the mechanism of the volcano, so as we know, where Mauna Loa, Hawaii largest volcano will erupt from. This is taken from the Indian Express article. So Mauna Loa, which last erupted in 1984, one of the 5 volcanoes that together a big island of Hawaii. Now there are many news that we taken from, like we can say Indian Express, Fox News, The Guardian. So if you know the mechanism is here. Here's the magma chamber, and Mauna Loa is 180 km wide, and here is a crust. As we know, the larva form and magma form. So magma, and here is a vent when it is, we can say, is once it is a outer layer of the surface that is known to be a gently sloping sides, and layers of solidified lava is here, because once the lava is erupted from this side and it's a cool down there, that is known to be layers of solidified lava. Now volcano is the island of Hawaii, so there are many volcanoes here: Kohala, Mauna Kea, and Mauna Loa, and Kilauea. So in the map you need to understand, here is active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. Active volcano, which means that the surface is most of the that is very dangerous, and we can see the active magma chamber is there, and the dormant volcano is, you can say, magma chamber slowly filling, and inactive magma chamber that we can say that here is a plug is somehow is, we can see the magma chamber is not, this is a very slow process to fill it. This is the major difference of active, dormant, and extinct volcano. Now here is the second news is Mathura Vrindavan aims to become a carbon neutral tourist destination by 2041. As we know that Mathura Vrindavan, one of the India's largest pilgrimage centers, aims to become a net zero carbon emissions tourist destination by 2041, and Uttar Pradesh government official has mentioned this. What kind of questions of MCQ can we frame that? Which state announced the zero carbon emissions of 2041, and which destination? The answer would be here, Mathura Vrindavan. And this means that tourist vehicles will be banned from the entire Braj region, which means Mathura Vrindavan, that person who lived over there, that is known to Brajvasi. So Braj region, which includes famous pilgrimage centers such as Vrindavan and Krishna, we can say Mabhumi, as only electrical vehicle used in the public transport will be allowed into the area. So this is what the government is trying to be announced. Next is our Delhi gas. Kejriwal says stubble burning major cause. So it is the responsibility of Punjab Aam Aadmi Party government will find the solution by the next November, says Delhi Chief Minister. And we can say that Delhi has witnessed in every year after Diwali that we can say a stubble burning is the main cause. So we can say that pollutant from the burning of paddy stubble in Punjab said to be a significant contributing factor. And one more thing that we can say that a bumper crop has meant more paddy stubble. So what is the solution for this? What exactly stubble burning is? So stubble, we can say parali burning is an act of settling fire to crop residue to remove them from the field to sow an next crop. Earlier it was, why it was happening since the last 8 to 10 years. Earlier it was a manual method to cut the stubble. Cut the residue. But now it's using the machine techniques so that कि जो parts यहाँ पे होते हैं आपके वो कुछ parts आपको यहाँ पे दिख जाते हैं. So in order to plant next winter crop, rabi crops, farmers in Haryana and Punjab have to move in very short interval, and if they are late due to short winters these days, they might face considerable losses. Therefore, burning is the cheapest and fastest way to get rid of the stubble. And we can say if parali is left in the field, pests like termites may attack the upcoming crops, and precarious economic condition of farmer does not allow them to use expensive mechanized method to remove a stubble. So Delhi and we can say many other northern states are covered with smoke during winters due to stubble burning in neighboring state by the farmers, and the solution is Pusa decomposer. So the decomposer are in the form of capsule made by extracting fungi strains that help the paddy straw to decompose at a such faster rate than usual, and fungi helps to produce the essential enzymes for the degradation process. What is a decomposer mixture is? It involves making a liquid formation using decomposer capsules and fermenting it over 8 to 10 days, then spraying the mixture of field with crop stubble to ensure speedy biodecomposition of the stubble. Next article is again we can see the harvest of polluted air. The article is taken from the Indian Express. As we can see, now there are many diesel vehicle van was, just a second. In this article, we got to know that now the Delhi government has banned the diesel vehicle to enter in Delhi, and we can say it is the single largest source of PM 2.5, which is smoke, right? So weather plays a crucial role, as well as 30 to 40% rise in pollution at any other time of the year would not cause the same impact. So October, November is, we can say that we can see the many cases that is a form of smog, and we can say the government has trying to tackle all these solutions. Several solutions has been suggested and being tried. They include, we can say, suggestions to change the crop cycle, deployment of mechanized equipments for harvesting that would render a burning unnecessary, and conversion of this waste into something more useful like a source of energy which can become an incentive for the not burning to the farmers. This is the main thing that we can do it. So however, the Delhi government has totally banned the diesel vehicle in Delhi, so that we can say the PM 2.5 particle molecules 2.5 is released by the diesel van vehicles. BS6 with the Bharat stage, BS which means Bharat stage 6 norms we can say, and Bharat stage 5 also, while the petrol vehicle is it is allowed to be used. And here the article is over the top debate and seer. This article is basically talking about TV Ramcharan and talking about OTT platform. OTT, which means that we can say over the top platform. Basically, like we can say over the top platform, which means that Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hotstar, that kind of channels that is we cannot say that is come under the censor board also, but there is no such regulations because there are many we can say series is there that is having a bad impact on the society as well. So OTT has raked in India for over 7 years. Recently, however, it turns turbulent. The telecoms now demand inclusion of OTT communication service in proposed of Telecom Bill 2020. in the licensing category like telcos, pretext of same service, same rules or level playing fields. So European Union also regulating BERC has extensive experience with OTTs, which means over the top platforms. Now the fundamental point is that telcos are like pipes that bring water, that which means that content to consumers, right? The two complements each other, neither can exist without the other. However, it would be bizarre for the pipe to claim to be more important than the content. The value of both pipe and content came through with overwhelming force during the pandemic. Now we move to the further that we so over the top challenge. Watching movie and TV shows has always been in the form of theater and television. But nowadays the improved technology has made movie watching more convenient through online streaming or over the top services. Over the top video streaming accounted for 46% of the overall growth in Indian media and entertainment industry from 2017 to 2022. However, there has been a ranging debates between telcos and OTT providers. The telcos allege that OTT are taking a free ride on the infrastructure and should pay an access charge. Therefore, there is a need to take adequate steps in the direction for a smooth functioning of the emerging media and entertainment industry. Now we can say Shyam Saran Negi, the independent India first voter, dies. So the day after casting his vote for the 34th time, independent India first voter Shyam Saran Negi died on Saturday at his home in Kalpa in Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Negi, who was the Election Commission brand ambassador also, voted in the Himachal Pradesh Assembly election through the postal ballot on November 2nd. It was the last vote for the man who has 31st when India gained independence. And the Chief Election Commissions, Rajiv Kumar, so make sure there are many states having elections, so we make sure the Chief Election Commission is Rajiv Kumar, who visited Mr. Negi residence, termed him Himachal's pride and saluted him indomitable spirit and faith in democracy. So as we know that Mr. Negi exercised his franchise continuously over the more than 70 years and even discharged his duty through the postal ballot on November 2nd while leaving us. So basically the name need to be recalled. The Mr. Shyam Saran Negi is the first person and first election was done in 1951. First election का हुआ था हमारा 1951. So an election commissioner is here Rajiv Kumar. So the two names that need to be recalled, 1951 is the first India's elections and the person Shyam Saran Negi was the first person जिन्होंने की वोट करी थी 1951 के फर्स्ट इलेक्शंस में. This one. North Korea launches ballistic missile at US South Korea Air Force exercise in. North Korea ने 4 ballistic missiles को Saturday को launch किया. South Korean military said that latest in Pyongyang testing builds this week and Washington and Seoul concluded the biggest ever Air Force drills. So the launch came in hundreds of US and South Korean warplanes including B-1B heavy. अभी तक इसका कुछ outcome नहीं है. So once the outcome will become, then we discuss about. In map we can see the South Korea and here is our country is India. So इससे कितने देशों को फायदा होगा. So Korea and 38 parallel China, North Korea, Pangong 38 parallel, Seoul and South Korea. Here we can see the first tunnel, second tunnel, South Korea map that we can see North Korea is here. Here is the Southern Korea part and military demarcation line is there. So that this will be very helpful for our country. Vaccine trials soon amid fear of Ebola virus spread. So as we can see in this article, Ebola virus outbreak begins in Uganda. September में रिलीज हुई थी, बाद में फिर different डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में ये फैलना शुरू हो गया. तो इसके लिए क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स होनी स्टार्ट हो गई है इबोला वायरस की. सो इसके ऊपर यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ऑक्सफोर्ड ने चिंपैंजी के एडिनो वायरस को कैरी किया था प्रोटीन इनटू ह्यूमंस मच लाइक एंड वी कैन से एस्ट्राजेनेका कोविड-19 वैक्सीन्स के लिए. बिकॉज वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड बिकॉज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड की वजह से बहुत सारे लॉसेस हुए थे एंड उसके बाद अब एक न्यू है यहाँ पे वैक्सीन ट्रायल स्टार्ट हो गई इबोला वायरस की. सो वहाँ पे ऑक्सफोर्ड ने, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ऑक्सफोर्ड ने यूज़ किया था यहाँ पे चिंपांजी के एडिनोवायरस का कैरी किया था उसके प्रोटीन्स को जानने के लिए, बिकॉज एज वी नो दैट कि जो हमारा स्पाइक प्रोटीन होता है, जैसे कोविड में भी आपने देखा होगा यहाँ पे ये हमारा स्पाइक प्रोटीन है, दैट इज स्पाइक प्रोटीन। So, ये स्पाइक प्रोटीन को आपको हटाने के लिए या इसके रेप्लिका को बनाने के लिए आपको ऐसे वायरस को, आपको वैक्सीन को तैयार करनी होती है, राइट। सो इसके लिए बहुत सारे जो कंट्रीज हैं इसके इनिशिएटिव्स ले रही हैं और इसके लिए क्लिनिकल ट्रायल हमारी स्टार्ट हो चुकी है इबोला वायरस के लिए। नेवी चीफ ऑफ क्वाड इन जापान हेड ऑफ मालाबार एक्सरसाइज। सो इसके लिए हमें क्या चीज़ें जानना चाहिए क्वाड के बारे में? वी हैव डिस्कस मेनी टाइम्स कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली क्वाड इज। So basically Quad, if you talk about, so Quad is a 4-nation alliance, India, Australia, USA and Japan, which was established in 2007. It is often dubbed as Asian or mini NATO and viewed as counterbalance to China military and economic clout of Indo-Pacific region. And we can say it's a counter-attack of Belt and Road Initiative, BRT initiative of China. So इसको learn कैसे करें? Sometimes they will ask to you कि what is the Quad nation included. तो आप उसको लर्न ऐसे करेंगे QUAD। सो फर्स्ट U which means stand for USA, A for Australia, and one country is India itself and another is Japan. So there are 4 countries there, USA, Australia, India and Japan. So there are 4 countries. So the meeting of naval exercise which was started in 1992 between India and US will go until November 9. This comes a time when a Chinese research vessels Yuan Wang enter the Indian Ocean region via the Sundra Strait. So ये 4 नेशन की अलायंस होती है। कब एस्टैब्लिश 2007 में एस्टैब्लिश हुई थी। इफ़ यू लुक इट वेरी केयरफुली वी गॉट टू नो कि इसमें अगर आप नेम ऑफ एक्सरसाइज यहाँ पे देखें तो सारे आपको लर्न करने की ज़रूरत है, कितने कितने यहाँ पे कौन कौन से, ये एग्जाम आपको डायरेक्टली पूछेंगे। मालाबार 20 फेज़ 1 इज जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, यूनाइटेड स्टेट, और मालाबार 20 फेज़ 2 में भी आपके, इसको ऐसे याद रखो कि लाइक जहाँ पे JAU या UAJ ऐसे भी लर्न कर सकते हैं शॉर्ट फॉर्म में। सो मालाबार 20 इज फॉर जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स। श्रीलेक्स 20 इज श्रीलंका। पार्टिसिपेंट नेशन कौन सा था? जो इंडिया और श्रीलंका के बीच में थी। ये एग्जाम में एक क्वेश्चन तो 1 से 2 क्वेश्चन हमेशा होते हैं, ये जो मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज है उसके ऊपर। बोंगो सागर आयन कॉर्पोरेट इंडिया और बांग्लादेश के बीच में है। जीमैक्स 20 जो है आपका इंडिया और जापान के बीच में है। नसीम अल बहर सी ब्रीज ये इंडिया और ओमान के बीच में है। इंदिरा 19 दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इंदिरा 19 इंडिया और रशिया के बीच में, इसको अच्छे से लर्न करना। 6th वन। सो इंदिरा 19 इज अ मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज बिटवीन इंडिया एंड रशिया। जल अल बहीर रोड ऑफ द सी वो है इंडिया और कतर के बीच में। समुद्र शक्ति इज इंपॉर्टेंट मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज विद इंडिया एंड इंडोनेशिया। और इंडोनेशिया की रिसेंटली कैपिटल चेंज हुई है, वो आपको पता होनी चाहिए। इंडोनेशिया की कैपिटल चेंज हुई है, वो न्यू हमारे बड़ी नौसंतारा, अर्लियर इट वाज जकार्ता। इंडो थाई कॉर्पोरेट, ये ऑब्वियस थाई वर्ड है तो वी गॉट टू नो, बट कई बार यहाँ पे लिख देंगे आपको इंडियन कॉर्पोरेट। तो इंडियन कॉर्पोरेट बिटवीन मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज बिटवीन इंडिया एंड थाईलैंड। इमकॉर 19 है इंडिया और म्यांमार के बीच में। सिम्बेक्स 19 इज बेसिकली इंडिया एंड सिंगापुर एंड वरुणा 19 इज इंडिया एंड फ्रांस। सो दिस इज नीड टू बी रिकॉल। इसको क्या करो, एक नॉर्मल से आपके स्टिकी नोट्स होते हैं, सो स्टिकी नोट्स पे इसको लर्न कर लो, सो दैट यू विल गॉट टू नो एंड वी विल लर्न इट वेरी इजी मेथड से इसको हम लर्न कर सकते हैं। वाई इट इज़ नॉट टू बी क्वाड, क्योंकि आप देखो यहाँ पे इंडिया है हमारा और यहाँ पे फिर आपका जापान एंड देन US एंड वी कैन से अदर नेशन एज वेल। तो 4 नेशन है इसमें, और ये मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज के सारे नाम आपको नीड टू बी रिकॉल बिकॉज एग्जाम में बहुत ज़्यादा पूछेंगे आपसे, so that you can easily recall it the name as well. Now moving further, here it's time to questions of the day. So questions of the day में you need to solve the questions so that you can practice the questions and you need to develop such kind of temperament to solve the questions as well, because जब तक आप MCQs को solve नहीं करते तब तक, so that we cannot be because practice makes a man perfect as we know it. So here is the very first question, this one. The Code of Criminal Procedures provides for examination of the accused through which of the following tests: DNA profiling, blood and semen test, brain fingerprinting, and narco analysis. So basically the answer would be here A is 1 and 2, because brain fingerprint and narco analysis, that is, does not comes under the Code of Criminal Procedure. CRPC provides the examination of accused by a medical practitioner, which includes examination of blood, semen or swabs, which is in case of sexual offences. Sputum and sweat, hair samples and fingernail clipping used in modern and scientific techniques, including DNA profiling and other necessary tests, which could provide evidence as the commission of an offence. Similarly, Section 311A of CRPC empowers the magistrate to direct any person, including the accused person, to give a specimen signature of handwriting for the purpose of any investigation or proceedings. The only exceptions are scientific techniques, namely narco analysis, polygraphy, brain fingerprinting, which is Supreme Court in Selvi versus State of Karnataka में उन्होंने बता दिया था, to testimonial compulsions if conducted without consent, thus prohibited under Article 23rd of Constitution. These tests do not fall under the scope of expressions such other tests in explanation of Section 53 of CRPC. Now moving further, here the next question. Consider the following statement regarding imported inflation. These days in the news article, imported inflation, we have already covered it in the daily newspaper analysis. When the general price level rises in a country because of the rise in prices of imported commodities, inflation is termed as imported. The weakening of the domestic currency may lead to imported inflation in the country. So which is the statement is correct? So now we are solving the last question of the day. So obvious both statement correct or not? Obvious both statement जो आपके यहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं, so दोनों statement हमारे correct है. So basically imported inflation, when the general price level rises in the country due to rise of prices of imported commodities, inflation is termed as imported. Inflation may also rise due to depreciation of domestic currency, which pushes up to landed rupee cost of imported item. Depreciation, devaluation. So if we got to know that depreciation versus devaluation. So depreciation, as we know that dollar in the against of dollar, the price of Indian rupees is we can say is more than 80 rupees. That is known to be depreciation. Devaluation, which means that market forces are responsible. Sorry, when the government are willing to do the devaluate the money of our country, that is known to be devaluation. So when government has no more responsible, then we can say the depreciation, which is market forces are responsible. There are many causes to be depreciate the money of Indian currency. So depreciation, which means that government is not doing, market forces are responsible, and devaluation, which we can say that no more market forces are not responsible, government is doing this intentionally. So here is the newspaper analysis of the day. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the YouTube session a lot. If you are new in this channel, please subscribe the channel as well. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment sections, and subscribe the channel as well. And we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time, and the deep dive session also at the tomorrow at sharp 3 p.m. So stay tuned, bye bye, take care, and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you.